Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a message for you. Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well today. It is Thursday, September 11th, and I am here just to tap in for a quick little minute and see what the vibes are. No particular intention or rhyme or reason, just felt guided to jump on, so here I am. And I truly hope that you're having a fantastic day, an amazing week, and all of that good stuff, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and shuffle because I liked just getting straight to it yesterday. Well, 2 days ago. No church announcements. See your bulletin, i.e. the description box below for any questions or concerns or considerations. Oh, man. Okay, quiet cards. All right, let's see what we got here. Give us a message, Spirit. Okay, all right, let me give it a little shuffle. This is weird. I saw that Nine of Swords, but let's see. Ooh. I said I saw the Nine of Swords. Somebody's in anguish, or there's a heavy heart, or maybe some anxiety or feeling of despair. Let's see. What's with this Three of Swords? It could be the energy of the day. This day can be kind of heavy at times. Ever since 2001. So it could be that energy, but let's see. That was the Ten of Cups, popping in and popping out. Family, legacy, something, some heavy truth or realization or revelation. About a gift. Or about some type of offer, opportunity. I hear something. There's been some type of decision or determination made about a gift, but it's causing some heartbreak in some other place. I didn't see that Nine of Swords, maybe the Ten of Cups. Let me keep going, because I feel like it's family related, or like all right, I'm gonna just say what I'm feeling, like something about perhaps an inheritance or something that's being passed down to someone, and either some people are upset about it or someone is upset about it. It's like the determination that's been made is causing a great upset. With this Ace of Pentacles, it could be money. It could also be it could also be like gifts or talents or abilities or something like that too. That there's some type of upset about who gets whatever the what is, but it's of a divine determination. So it's like those that may be in waiting, or you may even think they're in alignment for something or next in line for something, don't have the final say of who actually does get it. It's already been predetermined. And that's why the cards may have been so quiet, because it's somebody's like suffering in silence is what I'm feeling. It's like they're up late at night, or you know, they're overthinking and overwrought. As my fan just got loud as hell out of nowhere. It hasn't even been loud, that's why I left it on. But yeah, it's like there's a lot of noise being made behind the scenes about some determination or decision, but it doesn't feel like the type of thing that one could feel comfortable speaking out loud or voicing out loud. You know, it's like it's either taboo to speak about it out loud, or distasteful or something like that. It's like, let's say it this way, and this is just an example, so not specifically this, but like say there is a reading of a will or an inheritance or some type of like passing on of an estate or something like that. It would be distasteful for there to be like an outburst publicly about who gets what, or how much somebody gets, or what someone doesn't get, because theoretically, you know, you're supposed to, you know, it's like not proper to get out of order about such things. You know, it's like supposed to be about whoever the life or legacy you're celebrating or mourning or whatever. It's supposed to be about them and honoring their wishes, not about, you know, being selfish, so to speak. So it's like distasteful to have an outburst about it, but internally and, you know, behind closed doors, it's like somebody or some people are devastated. More than devastated, they're vexed. Is that nine of secretly they're vexed is the Nine of Swords. Damn near heartbroken. But it feels more like a vexed, like, why not me, or why him, or why her, or why them, or, you know, it's like, but again, it's a doubling down on that vexation, if you will, because it's something that somebody kind of has to keep bottled up, or try to like suppress, or at least not let on too much for fear of just looking selfish or out of order in some way. Yeah, I know that's a lot, but that's what I'm feeling. I'm learning, like, sometimes I feel stuff and I'll be like, well, I don't see the cards yet, or I don't want to speak out of turn or whatever, but what we here for? You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. I'm going to just say what I feel. If the cards align to it, or if you can see or feel the energy that I'm speaking, so be it. If not, you know, then you take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Yeah, here's the choice that I'm talking about. Like, somebody someone was chosen and was like a supreme choice at that, to receive something. It's not just, oh, okay, we'll give it to them because they're the only ones here, they're the only ones left. It's like something was specifically assigned to someone else, or specifically set aside, maybe preserved, maybe even saved, for someone special, someone particular, someone specific, you know. And with the Lover's card, it's definitely speaking to there being a certain, what's the word? Like, I just heard it. What's that word? Preference of a person. It's like almost, oh, like this is like somebody I heard favor. This is like, say, back to the family analogy, like the favorite, quote unquote, so to speak, is already kind of the target of disdain or jealousy or envy in some type of way. And then now something gets solidified where it's always been thought that somebody was kind of the favorite or a favorite person within the family, let's say, so to speak. And now this just like confirms it. Like, Pop done left everything to this one. You know what I mean? Like, or left a large sum of something to someone, or entrusted someone with something that is very precious with the Ace of Pentacles. And it makes everyone else feel either insecure or feel unworthy in some way, shape, or form, not knowing what the reason why this, this ancestor or benefactor or whomever this is had, whatever their reasons were, no one could ever really truly know. But the way that it's being received by those that don't feel that sense of favor on account of whatever this disbursement is in a very and is with a spirit of like dejection. Okay, interesting. All right. Wow, look at this. The 7, yeah. A sense of betrayal? Interesting. And or this is inciting a spirit of betrayal among folks where there's the resentment that I spoke about that's kind of like suppressed or behind the scenes is growing. It's starting to take form into like action or something dangerous, harmful, maybe not dangerous, but harmful. But with the 7 of Swords, even when there is an intention for deception, maybe even lying, or to do something nefarious in some way or cunning, it usually backfires on whomever holds that intention. So the harm is really self-inflicted. So it's like this mindset that I'm speaking of is starting to like break down those that are holding it, and hence the 3 of Swords. It's like it's starting to, I heard, compost someone's heart or someone's mental. It's breaking somebody down. Like it's corroding. Yeah, that's what it is. Corroding, maybe not compost. Corroding someone's heart space. And it could be the buildup, over time, that someone has been holding on to this resentment. There's a reason why I'm saying it was something secretive or, covert, this disdain, because it's been there for a long time, but now it's like almost coming to the surface, and maybe to the point where it's starting to actually be noticeable on someone or some folks, where the things that they're saying is starting to give them away. Like, it's getting harder to really, hide the heart, so to speak, because maybe the way that they're speaking towards this so-called chosen one is starting to be revealing, exposing even, or the things that they're, I don't know. It could be the way that they're thinking is starting to flare in their own personal life experiences, like in their personal luck, or in the way that their life is going, in a way that is visible, but people may not know like the origins of it. Like, well, damn, so and so going through a hard time, or he just seems so angry all the time, or so this, or like it's there, and people may, those that are onlooking, may not necessarily know why they see what they see, or they're experiencing what they're experiencing, but it's it's the result of what someone's been harboring in their heart space for way too long, and now it has nowhere else to go but out. And this, perhaps this revelation, or this I don't know, like this, whatever you call it, when there is like an official declaration of someone inheriting something or receiving something, is like the trigger, like the detonator switch or something. That's hold on, let's see. With the Two of Cups, yeah, like it's jealousy, it's envy. The energy is like someone always gets what they want, or they always get the long end of the stick, or like somebody's has been looking upon somebody's life as if it's always been smooth sailing, sweet, like somebody always gets what they want, or somehow gets reciprocity and the things that they desire to have, or the things that they create. Like, there's always some type of fair balance that occurs for someone, no matter what. You know what I mean? Because it could even be, and even in times of great resistance, or in the what do you call it, like in the path of great resistance with the Seven of Swords, it's like still observing someone still kind of come out on okay, more than okay, because the Two of Cups is a pretty high vibrational card at the end of the day, especially when we got the Lovers on the board too. It's like another one type of energy, and then another win, another is just, and it's all someone's perspective, and their perception of a reality outside looking into someone else's life. But of course, we know there's some distortion here, because somebody's seeing it through their own brokenness, and through their own personal insecurities that haven't been addressed, and certainly haven't been healed over time. It's like somebody projecting their insecurities and their lack of esteem, self-esteem primarily, as almost like a prosecution of someone else's, like, age-old type of energy. It's nothing new, really, but that's what I'm seeing here. Someone may even blame someone else for their misfortune, or for the way, like, they feel some type of they feel like someone, it's like they would want to be mad. Back to the family situation, they would want to be mad at whomever is passing this gift down or passing this inheritance down, but they can't be. So they take their anger out on the one that's receiving it, as if they had the choice, as if they had any say in what was determined or dispersed. They're just an open vessel or open receptor. And almost I felt a delusion of someone that would wish that person would almost reject the gift for the sake of peace, I won't take it, or I won't. And this is just real specific, but no, would almost project their unworthiness against the toward the gift for the sake of someone else's feelings. They wouldn't want to hurt someone else, or maybe just feel that they should be feel obligated to share it, or something like that. Yeah, that's what it is with this Two of Cups. Feel some entitlement to share it. Well, there could be a choice to do that if someone wanted to, but no one would be obligated to that if their name is on it. Because there's some sense of entitlement, we all the grandkids, or we all the kids, or we all, whatever the case may be, family. 10 of Cups that came up. We all family. We should all, have a piece of it, or whatever it is. I don't know. And now we got the Two of Wands. 2-2 could be significant. 22. Yeah, and I'm getting the sense what is unknown by those that have an opinion about it is that this passing down was it's specific. It's for it's to fulfill some type of mission. That's why someone was chosen for their fortitude, or their for their ability to forge a future with it. That's not just for them, but that is also for the legacy to follow. Because this Two of Wands is somebody that knows how to put their plans into action, that sees the big picture with the world in their hands, and sees even the small picture, how the world fits into a smaller frame, although it seems very big. That, they have a great perspective in life. And that, whether we're talking about a human passing down of inheritance or energy or fortune or whatever this is, or a spiritual one, and or both, there's a sense of trustworthiness that has been secured by whomever is receiving it to do something productive, and maybe even pioneering with it, with this Two of Wands. Not just somebody that's just going to take it and trick it off and, and squander it or waste it away or hoard it and not share, or whatever the case. This is somebody that has a plan already. It's like coming to the table to an investor, or just having a strong business plan already mapped out. And ultimately that embodiment of energy attracts to you an angel investor, so to speak, or an investor that is just looking for a place to kind of, put their money. make their money work for them. And lo and behold, you have the creativity, you have the action plan, you have the like the great idea, and it just needs some capital. Like it's a perfect marriage, so to speak. And that's what can't be conceived of by those that felt or feel that they should be just as favored. They don't see where there's a disparity in vision, or there's a disparity in a sense of responsibility, or something like that. They just see that they feel that they should just as equally be deserving, but they weren't the judge on that. And in this case, the judge is sitting from a higher seat, whether it be in spirit and in flesh, because if it's a matter of what the divine decides, then ain't nobody arguing with that for sure. It is what it is. And or if it's a matter of what an ancestor decides, or some other benefactor. Maybe it's not an ancestor, but since I did bring up the case of business, it might not even be somebody related. It could be someone that's just observant of how somebody moves, or how they create, how they speak, how they carry themselves, what they present, or even more practical, just of the business they propose to create. And they have the power to disperse what's needed to bring that thing to life, or they have the power to say who's proven themselves to be a viable candidate to receive it. And it's like you couldn't get mad at the investor, you can't get mad at the divine, you can't get mad at the ancestor. You just gotta work your own magic, or do what you do. Take notes, perhaps, you know what I mean, to figure out how you can position yourself for that same level of exchange. And this is given. It's like not somebody, at least not at this moment, that feels in a position to be able to do that. All right, I'm gonna start wrapping it up, because I like this being a little more short-winded. No, they rather be in the Seven of Swords, like starting rumors or talking shit or sneak dissing, or or evil eyeing some shit, even more sinister in the background. Like may not even be saying it out loud, even though I said it's starting to seep out to where the naked eye can see. But whatever it is, it's like it's been very sneaky and covert for a long time, but still damaging, or with the intention to be damaging nonetheless. And now it's just like the scales are being balanced out. And if anything, if this is the case, if someone is carrying that type of energy, it's like proven itself as to why they may not have been chosen to be the beneficiary of whatever this is. They're not trustworthy. Oh, and that was almost the Hermit. It popped in and out, and that's an ancestor card, or a higher being type of energy. Again, like making an observation from an elevated space, from a place of the observation is being made from a place of what's the word? Well, maybe I should say the decision is being made from a place of intense observation, like somebody really kind of watched a thing play out, or studied all angles, considered all possibilities, plugged in different equations, really did their research, their homework, and perhaps even over time there was a determination that was made that someone was just the better man or woman for the job or for the position. I mean, the disparity between the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Swords is wild. I mean, it's telling as it is. It's giving a very Marsha, Marsha, Marsha type vibe. Or Coming to America. Why does she always get the good ones? Seven of Pentacles, and like I said, it's about long-term investments. Somebody that is able and willing to put in the work to bring something to life and sustain it for the future. I mean, we need not build a case. You know, I mean, I don't know. Like, it feels like I'm almost having to justify the choice here. Like, it is what it is. There's no justification really necessary. You know, it just, even if there is a difference in opinion or a different perspective, the decision has been made, so there is no choice to be there. There's no justification needed. And so I say that to those that might find themselves on this receiving end. And I got a special message for you that I'll share at the very end. Very simple, but very on time for this message in this moment. For those that may be on the receiving end of said gifts, fortune, inheritances, windfalls, favor, great opportunities for advancement, to expand, to grow, whatever it is that there is coming your way. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. You don't have to justify how you got anything, or why you were chosen to receive, or why you, or how do you qualify, or none of that. It's really none of anybody's business, even those that think they have an entitlement to that concern. They don't, but especially those that have no connection to it whatsoever. So even if we're not talking about a family or professional dynamic here, it may even be a job where you could be in the runnings for a position amongst other people and you get chosen or selected or whatever, a position. There never needs to be, not only does there not need to be a justification or explanation for what you're receiving, you don't have anything to prove to anyone to step into that space or to maintain it. It's already been, your reputation has already preceded you in some way, shape, or form, or it wouldn't be you. You don't have to over explain your qualifications or your credentials or none of that. None of that. Well, how do you make your money? Well, how did you do it? None of that. How'd you get this house? How'd you get that car? None of your business. Literally. Exactly. Business. Hierophant. None of your business. No, not beholden to any conventions of society or, those societal norms and cues that we sometimes feel like we have to answer to, whether they be authority figures or just ideals, you know what I mean, or traditions. Nobody's bound to that. That doesn't choose to be anyway, of course. Let me get one more with that. But this also, again, speaks to there being the capability to build something strong and something that has structure and something that is fundamental in society, you know, like in our how can I say this, you know, like building, you may be building or may be about to build something, some type of corporation or establishment that has some of the characteristics of the conventional structures and entities and so on and so forth, but it's foundational on different principles and with a different energy. And you know, it's like it's built upon a different frequency, if that makes sense. Like you could be something just as successful as some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies and still not do it by the way of the books that have been written before us to do it. You know what I mean? Like in that capitalistic way that ultimately is corroded in a lot of ways. It can be founded with something more substantial, something more organic, something more sustainable. And I'm speaking more to the energy of a thing, whether it be a company or a movement, an ideal, a platform, than the physical aspect of it, which, you know, it could be that too. Some of you may be building a spiritual business that is going to confound the conventions of society by how it lasts, how it thrives, how it evolves. Some of you may be building something that may grow to the extent of some of the biggest Fortune 500 companies and it not even go public, which would be kind of like the antithesis of convention here, especially in our capitalistic society. It's almost like ingrained in us that in order to really reach a certain pinnacle of success, you kind of have to thrust your company to the wolves, so to speak, literally the wolves of Wall Street, you know, and something that you're building might defy that ideal. Yeah. And that's the reason why there's such a divine provision that's been, again, preserved for such a pioneering mindset, someone that's literally looking to charter new territory, is because of the influence behind it, the mission behind it. Not someone else might have a great business idea, but they may see it to roll out or to advance, again, in the same conventional way that we're just conditioned to and programmed to do it by, which ultimately wouldn't really be infusing any new energy in the earth. Just this was, you know, as an example, not holistically for the whole message, but maybe in some ways that it's like that's just a continuance of a cycle that's already proven itself to be faulty in many ways. But what can you do that's different? You know, and some energies don't see that. They see, well, I got ideas too, or I got dreams, I got hopes, I got, you know, whatever too. But it's not that those dreams and hopes and visions aren't valuable. It's just that there's a selectivity now in the earth for creativity that's going to go literally above and beyond our conditioning and what we've always known to be our limitations. I'll put it that way, above and beyond our limitations. for the greatest good of all. You know, not just to say it can be done and it has been done, but to literally pioneer a new way of living and being. Something that's more sustainable, that's not so corrosive and so, what's the word when it pretty much eats itself? Predatory, cannibalistic, I don't know. Something like that. And the same could be said about a family situation where somebody's like, you know, that person got their head on straight. I know they'll do good things. They'll be the keepers of this trust or this inheritance in a way that they'll make sure everybody is taken care of, and they'll do well with it to set everybody up for the future. The kids, you know, like, they'll know what to do with it. And it's no shade and no snub to whomever they didn't choose, but if anything, it was for the purposes of making sure that everybody was well taken care of, and trusting that one person or that one individual or individuals to carry out those wishes and that intention. Maybe the person in the Seven of Swords would have taken the money and ran with it, or just gave out a little bit here and there, blew the rest, or, you know, kept it to themselves, and maybe wouldn't have the vision or the capability to build something that was lasting. And then what was it all for? What was the ancestors' blood, sweat, and tears for? To maintain this gift and this inheritance, this nest egg, for it to just dissipate ultimately and be of no value to the continuance of their bloodline and their legacy. And it's the same with gifts too. Like, if you got a Seven of Swords type of energy, you need to have limitations until you can heal what that Seven of Swords is. You don't need to be gifted with any type of supremely powerful energy, because you would probably abuse it, you know? You would probably abuse it. Or abuse others with it. Look at this. Look at that. King of Pentacles, and I'm done. Wow. Yeah, this is like really establishing a new... Wow. How can I speak on this? It's like establishing a new dynasty of power and influence that is, I mean, the wealth here with this Hierophant, to me, it feels like even more, it feels like even more highlighted or pronounced, or, yeah, what is this? I need to know before I close this out. Because it feels very grand, the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles. It's absolutely all the things that I said about building business on high morals and ethical values and things like that, like building a supreme legacy of wealth with wealth. But it feels like something more profound than that, like more powerful. It's like establishing, ooh, I just got chills. It's the type of power of establishing a new form of currency. Like, this is a type of power where your face is on the money. Type of, like, I can only explain it in, like, you know, analogies and examples, because whatever this is, it feels so big and maybe just so nuanced that I don't really have a word for it yet. And that's the point, you know, that it's something that's being passed down and created and advanced by a divine force. It's something that hasn't even been done. That's what it is. Like, it hasn't been done yet in the earth is what I'm seeing here. And the currency could very well be like actual currency, or it could be like it could just be the new way of doing business that is revolutionary, and or it could be a new exchange of energy that is not limited to fiat, is what I just heard. Like, not limited to like the dollars and coins. And I'm not necessarily talking like crypto either, but this message seems very crypto, like it feels encrypted in a way. But it's something here. It's an energetic affluence that is not, as I spoke about limitations, it's not limited to money. It's something way more supreme than that. Like somebody, this is the energy of somebody that can go anywhere. And like, imagine the Pope, right? Going anywhere. You think anybody's gonna make the Pope pay for anything? you know, it's like the Pope his face card is good just about anywhere, probably. I mean, of course, there's difference in religion and culture and stuff like that, but anywhere I believe the Pope would want to go and where the Pope is welcomed for the most part, his money would be no good there, even though he probably got more money to spend, theoretically, than most. You know, it's that type of energy, like having the wealth, like having a very secure, what they used to call it, like how gold used to be like the security of our financial system. It's like having that foundation set in such a way that your affluence is not a question for sure, but for the most part, it's like you don't even have to touch it, or you don't have to spend it, at least not in the ways that are conventional or traditional. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but somebody's, as I said before, like somebody's I don't know if I said reputation or their energy precedes them. That's all I can say in this case. I feel like there's something more I'm supposed to say about that. Wow. And it's causing a disturbance. Yeah, like, and some people just don't want to accept that. It's something hard to accept because of the great disturbance it causes to perhaps some people's psyche. That's what it is. This could be a person, this could be a people, this could be women, men, children. Like, it could be a particular group of people that are experiencing certain advantages. It could be a race of people. It could be one person. It could be a couple. Like, whatever it is, whomever is like poised in adversity to this is having a hard time swallowing that pill of acceptance. That's what it comes down to as far as that adverse energy is concerned. But that's a them problem. That's never a you problem for those that relate to the highest frequency of all of this. So that's why it comes down to, again, as I said, not needing to explain or justify your favor and your fortune to anyone. Like, yeah, the Hierophant, again, who is the Pope answering to? in our society, you know, like in popular culture as it's been established, that as we know it. It's that energy, but it's even on a more supreme level because it's not confined to traditions and conventions or even conditionings. It's something much more expounded than that, much more divine. Supreme is just the word that keeps popping up. I don't know. So maybe I'm just not supposed to dig too deep in that, because if you know, then you know, and this message is for you and you'll receive it without even, you know, I feel like it was really to consider the two sides of the spectrum, where some people are about to get a whole lot and bestowed a great deal of favor and fortune for just being who they are and maintaining a certain value of integrity and honor with their lives, and some that may feel an objection to that just have to deal with that on their own accord. And it's not for those that are receiving to make amends for it or to make provisions for it. It's not for those that feel at a disadvantage to prosecute or persecute those that they feel unfairly are receiving. It's just for everybody to manage their business. Like I said, to mind their own business. And if you feel any type of way about what you see someone else is doing, that's just a strong indication of how you get to shift and realign so that you can have your own version of it. Period. There's no need for envy and jealousy in this world. It's a useless energy. It really doesn't add any value to anything or anybody's lives. And the last very special message that I said I had, and I'm going to close it out here. This is staring me in the face since the beginning of the reading, and I understand why. Like I said, for those that can relate to this message, this is your mantra that relate to the highest frequency of this. And hell, those that can't, you know, that feel on the lower end as well, this is your mantra too. I am worthy to have what is due to me, not what someone else has had, not what someone else has, or what you feel someone else has been given unfairly. You have your own inheritance, your own entitlement, you know, of favor and fortune that is specifically due to you that no one else can touch. We all do. You just have to put yourself in alignment to receive it. And hating is not the alignment of reception. It just ain't. It ain't never going to be. Even though it once upon a time seemed like it was, we realized that the spoils of that frequency were just that, spoils. They spoil quite quickly and they don't last very long. And they're not sustainable for the long run. So whomever it is that's engaged in this message, this is the takeaway. You are worthy. I am worthy. You can never tell yourself that too much. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for listening and watching. Until next time, as always, I leave you with peace.